You want cookies? Whoa. Hey everyone, I got a little confession to make. I've been racking my brains for about 2 months trying to figure out what type of posts I should be putting on social media. What type of energy do I want to put out into the universe? Well, in the beginning of the COVID-19, it was clear to me that all we need to do is help each other and funnel that love and appreciation and that message to stay safe and to stay distanced. And now I think that that's still the ongoing message, but I also think that some of us still need help. And you can see, I gotta post some real estate stuff. I gotta promote these properties that still need to get sold. But I was thinking, I don't wanna let go of the love. I don't wanna let go of the sweetness because we're gonna need it. This isn't over. We need to continue to be safe and we need to continue to support each other and find that little light all the time and that little smile and that little laugh that we all need. So, how can I do this? How can I share something to bring some light into your lives? How about my secret recipe for Lucky Charms cookies? Bang! I'm gonna share that with you today here in my kitchen, 178 Queens. Get ready everybody, we're gonna make the cookies. All right, let's talk cook about ingredients. We got the basic all cookie ingredients. We got the all-purpose flour, we got the white sugar, we got the brown sugar, we have the butter, should be unsalted. I use salted, we'll get to that. We have eggs, preferably at room temperature, baking powder, and pure vanilla extract. Awesome. So now the ingredients that make these cookies extra super special, of course, the Lucky Charms. And the Lucky Charms cereal without marshmallows in it. Need to separate. A lot of fun for the kiddies at home if they want to do that separation. We got our incredible bowl of Lucky Charms marshmallows and a bar of white chocolate. I like this Lindor stuff. Whatever you can get works. You can use the chipettes, the white chipettes, but I like the white chocolate in there because I think it complements this type of cereal. It acts as the milk, if you will. And those are our ingredients. Okay, let's get mixing. I'm gonna move this. This is my cookie sheet, which is actually a extra large pizza sheet, which I use all the time for cooking almost everything, including steak. So your first order of business, we're gonna mix. This is melted butter. It's about 3/4 of a cup. I have eggs, I have my sugar. So we got more brown sugar than we do white sugar, and we pack the brown sugar to make sure it's dense, and that's a full cup of brown sugar packed. I got 2 egg yolks and 1 full egg, or so 1 full egg and then an egg yolk at room temperature. I can't tell you why temperature matters with baking. You have to talk to a proper baker about it, but it does. This butter is melted, which is gonna make our mixing process super easy. And the only thing I need left for our wet ingredients is our pure vanilla extract. Bang. So we're gonna mix these all together really lovely. That's a word, with our spatula, and that's the first step. Oh, I forget one last ingredient. A nice cold beer. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's get this going. We're gonna take our wet ingredients, so we got our eggs and our butter. I'm gonna bring them over here. We're gonna bring our sugar over here. And we're gonna get our vanilla extract, and that's it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix up our wet ingredients first. Tenzin, you wanna come on top and we can see what this looks like. So really, really easy. I'm gonna start with this brown sugar. Pop it in. I'm gonna put this white sugar in there. See, the butter's all melted and it's gonna help just really make this easy to mix. I'm just gonna fold it over. Again, I'm no professional chef here, but you can see it's a lot of butter and it's a lot of sugar. That's a lot of flavor. You never want to mix too much with cookies. Now, we got our egg, it's at room temperature. 1 full egg, 1 egg yolk. Again, ingredients, directions, they'll be on the write-up of this or whatever you call it. I'm gonna pop those babies in. And again, I'm just gonna mix them into my wet mixture here. Get that nice and mixed. Get those eggs in, nice and soft, not beating the crap out of it. Spilled a little butter. Now, our dry ingredients. So I've pre-mixed these a little bit. This is our baking soda and our flour and our salt. Again, I didn't put salt in it because I use salted butter, which is a huge no-no, but I like to use salted butter. But anyway, just mix this up. And if you're super pro, you can sift and do all these things, but I just use a fork and get it nice and fluffy. So we're gonna have that like that. But before I add this in, this is where I do a little magic. I'm gonna take my mortar and pestle. You don't have to have a mortar and pestle, but something to crush up and grind up this cereal. And so I have my full part. Oh, there is a couple marshmallows in there, son of a gun. I have my full bowl of flour. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a few scoops of the flour out, and in lieu of the flour, I'm gonna use this ground up cereal, which has flours and chemicals and all the other wonderful things that you want in your cookies in it. 2 of these big tablespoons. And I'm just gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna take my cereal and I'm gonna put it in. And you're fine to top it up a little bit, so that works. That's that. Again, if you know what you're doing around the baking area, this isn't for you. But if you like to make really crazy cookies that taste awesome, this is for you. So we have our dry mixture. Oh, I'm forgetting one key thing here. We need a teaspoon of this vanilla extract. So I only have the half here because you disconnect these things and they go missing. So I'm gonna put, this is the half teaspoon, 1, 2. Other recipes call for more of this, but I feel like if you use too much vanilla, it sometimes doesn't work out so great. So err on the side of caution, but if you love vanilla, then hell, use vanilla. You can't hurt these things. Okay, awesome. So now I have this, I'm gonna start mixing this flour mixture in here really slowly. You wanna get on top of this there, Tenzin? All right, Tenzin wearing a mask, gloves, and booties, by the way. Okay, and I'm just gonna slowly fold this over. Again, you don't mix the crap out of cookies. It's not the way to go. Get all that goodness going. There's a lot of butter and sugar. So I like my cookies really thin, really chewy, really soft, and then I put them in the freezer so that they're like ice cream when you eat them. I know that some people like big, thick cookies. These aren't gonna be big, thick cookies. In fact, that's why there's not a ton of flour in this recipe and there's a lot of butter and sugar. That's gonna really let these babies sag and flatten out when I bake them. So almost there with our flour, just take your time. Again, don't beat the crap out of it, just fold it in. Now some people will brown their butter, like literally heat their butter up to it's like brown and roasty and actually has like a nutty aroma. But because of the color palette of Lucky Charms, I feel like they should be the lightest cookie you can have, even though they're gonna go crispy golden brown anyway. I don't want them to be like a super deep brown. So again, I'm not gonna over mix these like crazy. This is basically as much as I'll mix it. But now I'm gonna throw in some marshmallows. But these marshmallows actually dissolve and just turn to like candy centers inside these cookies. And they just add to the chewiness. They're really delicious. Even if you don't like Lucky Charms. The Lucky Charms! I promise you, it's delicious. Now I'm gonna add the white chocolate. I'm gonna save some of the white chocolate for the top. You put these huge pieces in. Again, I'm doing these the way I like them. I love when you have a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie or something, you just got like one big piece of chocolate over to the side and there's like each piece of the cookie is a different adventure and not just consistent all the way through. If you're looking for consistency, I'm not your guy. So I'm gonna mix these in, really just fold it over, really just basic, not really mixing it hard. I just want them to be inside that mixture. Kind of looks like Lucky Charms cookies if you ask me. There you go. I let that sit there. You can make this the night before. Some people think if you make cookie dough the night before, it becomes richer throughout the night and you have more flavor. Who has time for that? Just mix them together, it's fast, you can do it. So now you grab your cookie sheet. So you can use whatever the hell you want here, there's no rules. Now again, These guys are gonna flatten right out, so the space in between the cookies needs to be a little bit bigger than normal. Don't just go with a 2-inch gap. They're gonna touch a bit. That's okay. I fill the spoon like that, and then I'm gonna push it off and just let it be just like that. I'm gonna push them off. They don't have to be balls. Again, if you're super fancy and you like your cookies absolutely consistent and all looking the same, you can ball them up and squish them and do whatever you want. I'm just after excitement and flavor. These are gonna be huge, which is the way I like them. That way you can say, I only had one cookie today. So again, just throwing a bit of that white chocolate on top. And this is where I might take a little bit of this chocolate and just make sure there's a piece on top of each of these. Just kind of giving it some color, giving it that pop on top, a little bit there. And then you can even grab your marshmallows and play around with placing one on top. Honestly though, they're gonna dissolve into almost just a blob of color, so you're not going for the piece to be intact, it's just gonna melt. All right, all right, all right. So, I'm gonna move this guy a little bit. There's our cookies, about to go in the oven. Okay, let's get these babies in the oven. I got it preheated at 350. We're gonna use the magic of editing to speed that cooking time up, and we'll bring them out in 2 seconds for you. Here we go. Bam. You want cookies? You ready? You ready for cookies? Cookies, you ready? Whoa. So yeah, they definitely spread out. Come get a shot of these. So we'll leave them here to cool, and then we'll stack them. All right, so you let them cool. It is idea to put them on a screen, but again, I'm not a professional baker. Pick these guys up. I like to stack them. Boom. These bad boys are chewy and gooey. Yeah, look at this. If you like those, next time we're gonna do Cinnamon Toast Crunch Rice Krispie Squares. Delicious. And I know all of you people at home thinking, I can't eat this stuff right now. Yes, you can. You're on a lockdown. This is your chance, this is your excuse. Have some fun. Get baking.